Hey guys, welcome back to Incredible Science. I have big news for you. Guys, this August, we have the Incredible Science Camp that is going to be, well, incredible. July sold out completely already, so I'm sorry that you missed it. I did give you fair warning a few weeks ago that it will sell out, but you still have August to be able to join. There are about 19 slots left, so if you want to join, go to incrediblesciencecamp.com and you will get this box filled with about 50 different experiments. You'll see me live every day. It'll be an amazing, incredible hour together. Go to incrediblesciencecamp.com, sign up there to get your box and to get one of the few spots remaining for August. All right, now on to the experiments that we have today. We have a bunch of cool experiments. I'm trying out some new ones. Okay, now for our first experiment, these are things you probably have at home. Well, you definitely have vinegar at home. You may have Alka Seltzer at home, but you probably don't have an old film canister at home. These film canisters are what people used about 20 to 30 years ago when they wanted to take pictures and then actually get the pictures printed out. The film would go in here, you would bring it to a store once you finished taking pictures with it on your camera, give it to the store, and then in a few days, or if you're really lucky, in 1 hour, they'd give this back to you, not in here, but in actual printed pictures. But this is perfect for what we need today. This is gonna be perfect for our Alka Seltzer and rocket explosion. Now, when I was looking into doing an Alka Seltzer and rocket explosion, the only hard part was figuring out how to keep the vinegar and Alka Seltzer separate in here, because the second you put it together, it's gonna start erupting and you don't have time to cover it. Let me show you. There's the vinegar, closing it up, shake it. Wow, that went up high, but I want to do about 8 at a time. I don't think I'll be able to close it fast enough before they start erupting on me, so I had to come up with a device that'll keep the Alka Seltzer and the vinegar separate until I'm ready to flip it over and have them all shoot up at the same time, or at least not in my face. I just took a piece of sticky tape that's not so sticky at the moment. I put it on the cap like this, and then I gently stuck the Alka Seltzer tablet onto it. If you do it too strongly, it will break the tablet into 2, as I learned the hard way. And now the tablet is stuck on top. Hopefully it'll stay there when we add the vinegar. And there is our little contraption. There's one piece here that this piece kept falling off. We'll just replace the sticky with something else. And that's what science is all about. Learning, trying something when it doesn't work, figuring out solutions. That's why it's fun. It's like a puzzle. It's like a mystery for you to solve. It is a challenge to come up with a way to make something cool like we're doing now. Now, another problem I ran into is my sticky tack was really old. I had some old sticky tack that I found. I really wanted to do it, but it's pretty late at night. The stores are closed. What I found was when I cracked it in half, there was some sticky part left in the middle because the oxygen didn't oxidize it yet. So there was still some sticky parts here that I was able to just scratch out barely, just enough. So I stuck that onto the back of the Alka Seltzer tablet, and then I put that onto the film canister, and I prayed, and I hoped that it stayed, and it didn't. So I took a bit more, and I hoped that this would help them. No, this was too hard. So I really got in there, dug deep, and I got a nice, good, soft chunk of the sticky tack. We're gonna attach the tray and back away. This is a magnetic stir. This is a magnet inside here, and it stirs it magnetically. When I turn this on, watch what's gonna happen to the magnet. It turns it inside it. It spins it. Let's just pour this in. We'll see it change as we go. It's gonna change clear. Watch. As we pour, it's changing to clear. Changing to blue as we pour. Where's the yellow? Clear to blue. Yellow to clear to blue. How awesome is that? All right, are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Look at that carbon dioxide. Look at how cool that is. All right, time to get the jacket on now because we are about to get cool. I mean really cool, really cold, about negative 96 degrees cold because we are talking about dry ice. Now the experiment we just saw, the Alka Seltzer and vinegar experiment, the reason that exploded up is because there was a gas produced in that film canister and there was nowhere for that gas to go, so it exploded as best as it can. But the cool part is that gas that was produced was carbon dioxide. Well, guess what? Dry ice is carbon dioxide, frozen carbon dioxide. Now what happens if we take that gas, which is now a solid, let me show it to you, super cool, literally super cool, and drop this in warm water. Well, what happens is the warm water is going to rapidly get cooler and this is going to rapidly get warmer, which is going to release all of the carbon dioxide in here, and that smoke that you see just coming off now just because my hands are warm is, well, let's just show you. That should do it. So watch as the bubble just gets bigger and bigger. See the top, do you see all the colors on top of it? Look at all those little mini eruptions happening. That is amazing. Should I pop it with my finger or just let it go? Alright, we're gonna get some protective eyewear going for this one. I'm gonna fill this up with liquid nitrogen. Liquid nitrogen is negative 312 degrees below zero. I am now going to inflate this balloon with some helium. I'm going to place the balloon inside of the helium and watch what happens to it. It's getting smaller, but the balloon's not just getting smaller. It seems to be taking all the helium out of it. As we turn it more and more, the liquid nitrogen is just taking the helium out of the balloon, but where is it going? There's nowhere for the helium to go because the balloon is sealed. What do you guys think is happening here? Besides for some really cool special effects. Now watch what happens when I take it out of the liquid nitrogen. It's like the helium is ruined, it's gone, it's not good anymore. It's nothing. It doesn't work anymore. It's just a piece of plastic. But when you heat it up again, look at that rise. That is so cool. All right, now here is an experiment that you guys can do at home, and all you need is a balloon and a hex nut. Let me show you. All right, this is definitely one you could do at home. Just take a balloon and take a hex nut. This is a hex nut. Let me get a little closer to show you. This is a hex nut. All you do is place it in the balloon, just like that. Blow up the balloon. Then tie it off and watch. Your very own noisemaker balloon. And what's cool about it is it defies gravity as it spins around the inside of the balloon. Notice how the faster you go, the sound changes and goes higher as well. How in the world did I get a water balloon inside this bottle? Well, using the secrets of science, I'll show you how. Alright, let me show you the secret as to how I did it. Now you can't do it with a regular bottle, because with a regular bottle, it's filled up with air, so as much as you try to blow the balloon up, you won't be able to because there's nowhere for the air inside to go. However, what I did was, I made a little hole on the bottom of the bottle. So now, when I try to blow up the balloon and I put it in, I have a place for the air to go. It's going out the hole. Isn't that cool? And you can actually feel the air hitting your finger as you blow it up. Now to turn this into a water balloon, all you need to do is add water to the top. So all I did was put the nozzle of the balloon over the sink, fill it up like you would a regular water balloon, only this time the balloon is actually in the bottle. See, the science behind it is you can't blow up the balloon in the bottle unless there's somewhere for the air inside this bottle to go. This bottle is filled with air. Even though it looks empty, it's filled with air, so you can't inflate a balloon because there's air in here. But with that hole over there that I showed you, when you inflate the balloon, the air gets pushed out that hole and it gives room for the balloon to inflate or for a water balloon to inflate inside it. And you can confuse people and ask them, how in the world did you get a water balloon in the bottle, and see if anyone could figure out the answer. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed all these experiments. Try some on your own. Be safe, have a great time, and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye!